What's up, guys? Jimmy here with another Lots of Games video. Today I will share with you guys my thoughts on Cuphead. Now, of course, Cuphead is a game that's getting a whole lot of praise from gamers, reviewers, streamers, and just recently the actor Finn Wolfhard stated on how Cuphead is legit one of the best games I've ever played. Finn, of course, he's in the Stranger Things show and also in the movie It, and a lot of people around the world are praising Cuphead. A couple things you guys might notice that reviewers and gamers are talking about when they're discussing Cuphead and their thoughts on the game. They're talking about how usually they talk about how good the game looks, and it does. It looks like a 30s animation or a 30s cartoon. Very, very beautiful, very, very pleasing to the eye. Another thing that you'll probably notice that people talk about when they mention Cuphead is the game is extremely challenging, from the run and gun levels to the various boss battles that you will encounter. And for me personally, it actually works quite well, this game, with those two things, the difficult gameplay and the beautiful visuals. Mainly why I say that is because Cuphead reminds me in certain ways, not totally, but it reminds me in certain ways of like Mega Man, Contra, and Metal Slug. But the big difference is that, say for instance, you're playing Contra or Metal Slug and you're like halfway through the level or at the end of the level. If you die, chances are you'll have a continue to use. With Cuphead, that is not the case. You have a run and gun level, and if you're at the very, very end of the level, you die. You have to start all over. So it definitely encourages you to strive for excellence and to do your best and almost to reach near perfection. And the great thing about these challenging boss battles, they're done very, very well, but there's certain patterns that you'll encounter and you're like, okay, this is what I need to do. And they switch up the different patterns, but for the most part, you'll kind of understand the pattern, how to defeat certain bosses. It's very, very rewarding when you can complete a level or complete and beat off a boss. It's pretty awesome. I will have to say, going back to Finn's statement on how Cuphead's one of the best games he's ever played. Me personally, I have been having a blast with Cuphead. And I will have to say, honestly, last generation, you had some really incredible indie games. You had games like Castle Crashers, you had Braid, and of course, the PlayStation 3, they introduced Flower and also Journey. As far as indie games go, honestly, with the time that I've spent, the hours that I've spent with Cuphead, honestly, it's one of the best indie games I've ever played. The gameplay is very fun, very exciting, and at times, of course, it is very frustrating, but it's not frustrating because it's broken. It's just frustrating because it's challenging. And if you are up for a solid challenge, a game with beautiful visuals, and one other thing I do have to mention, if you are up for a game with an overworld, now this might kind of sound weird to some of you guys because a lot of games out there have an overworld, and you've got the main levels, but then you've got the overworld. We can go out exploring, check out different stages, and how you want to encounter each level or boss. I really like overworld. I might sound kind of weird, but I really, really like overworlds in games. And this game has a great one to explore and to do your thing in. But guys, if you like these types of games, challenging games where there's running and gunning, and there's great visuals, an awesome soundtrack that fits the theme, fits the mood, and certainly something different, I would strongly recommend, guys, that you would check out Cuphead. It's only $20. It's available now on the Xbox One. If you don't have an Xbox One, it's also available on the PC. It'll be interesting to see if this one eventually comes to the PS4 and the Switch. But guys, for those of you that had the chance to play Cuphead, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you later.